going to be my favorite apps to use for editing photos on Insta. And I know that it has been a little bit of time since I've made a video on YouTube because I've mostly just been active on Insta these past couple of years. But I figured that today I would jump right into it and make a video for you guys because you've been wondering and asking and commenting about the apps that I use, so I figured I would make this. Okay, so we'll hop right into it, and here I just have a little folder with my favorite apps. So this guide is going to be pretty quick and nothing super detailed about how I actually edit my photos, but mostly just about the apps that I use, because I figured that if you guys did want to see how I actually go and edit each photo, let me know in the comments. I just figured the video would go on for way too long if I did that, so if you do want to see it, I will definitely make another video for you guys. So the very first app that I use is VSCO, and I won't spend too long on this because unless you've been hiding under a rock for the past couple of years, you have heard about VSCO. It's by far one of the best free apps out there for editing photos. So here, how it works is basically you just upload a photo and then they have a bunch of filters to choose from. Now, a lot of these filters, there are a bunch that are paid for, but some of my favorites, as usual, are free. So if you just go over here, it's a little bit of a sneak tip because some people don't know that there are actually some free filters on their shop. So the app doesn't come with the filters, you have to download them additionally, but they're free, so why not do it? So basically, if you go into the shop and then scroll down to, I think it's called the Aesthetic series, somewhere down here. Yeah. Okay, so the Aesthetic series, which comes with 3 presets, that one's free, and then the one below it, Hypebeast, that one is 2, and it's also free. So as you can see, I've downloaded it, and you can do that too. And I have been in love with A6. So honestly, it depends on what kind of photo you have and what you're looking for, but I love A6. It kind of gives it a very dreamy and orangey feel. It's very cool. And then obviously you can just play around with the intensity and then go through and do your basic like exposure, contrast, whatnot. So that's VSCO. Pretty awesome app, honestly, my favorite one. And then next we have Snapseed by Google. So this one I have told a bunch of my friends about, and initially they're like, oh no, I'm not using it, just because it seems a little bit daunting when you use it first. So you upload your photo, and then they do have some cool filters to mess around with here, but I really like it because of the tools that it has. As you can see, there are a lot of them, and to be honest, I haven't used more than half of these tools ever. I'm sure they would be really cool to use, but I just haven't had the need for it. So the tool that I really love is the selective tool, and what this does, it isolates certain colors, and then you can do what you want with those colors. So for example, if I went and I wanted to go on the red for the strawberries, I could either make that more saturated or less, or add more brightness to it or less, whatnot. What this one is really good for is making whites whiter. I know that you guys, I get comments about it all the time. How do you make your whites so white in all your pictures? And this is literally how you do it. You just click on a white, and then you can either brighten it or make the saturation less. So Snapseed is definitely my go-to for doing that. And then next we have Photo Wonder. So Photo Wonder is great if you take a lot of selfies and just kind of want to alter a couple of things there. So I know that Facetune is a paid app that does that, but I've just never used it because I think Photo Wonder is great. And honestly, I don't think I have a lot of selfies to choose from, but I'll just show you guys on this photo. So if you did have anything, maybe a blemish, you can either use the fair skin tool or a teeth whitening tool. That one's always really cool. Or yeah, there's just a bunch of things on here. You can add makeup to yourself. I've never actually used the makeup feature, so I don't know how great it would work, but I definitely do love the blemish fix and the teeth whitening. Those two are really cool features to use. They do also have some effects, but I personally think they're just a little bit too much. Like, even if you make the intensity lower, I'm not a huge fan of the effects, but they do have them if you want to check those ones out as well. So the next app is one of the apps that I have just recently actually found out about, and it's called a color story. And it's basically very similar to Visco, I would say. So they you can kind of like crop your photo here and whatnot, and then you go on to the filters and the basic effects. So I just found this filter a couple of days ago and I'm now obsessed. It's probably one of my favorites. It's called Light Bright here, and as you can see, it literally just made the photo almost perfect. So it was like this, and then it just makes your whites whiter and then everything a bit more contrast and saturated. So I love this filter, and I will definitely be using it for my next couple of photos. And then obviously they have a couple of extra ones as well that you can pay for, but again, I've never done that before. And then here, if you want some cool light leaks or some flares and stuff, which I know in the summer some photos look really cool with that, you can use that as well. So I love a color story. I don't know why I didn't find out about it earlier, but now it's one of my favorites. And then the last one is called Font Candy. So with this one, I really use to add different fonts to my Insta stories. So I know just recently Insta has been rolling out the brand new fonts with like the cursive and the typewriter, and I love those ones too. But before that, or if you just want more of a selection of her fonts, so you start with uploading your photo and then you go and change the size. So for the stories, I usually make it iPhone wallpaper size. And then after that, you can go and just add your text. So if I want to type in yum. Literally, the caption to half my photos is yum because I just become a little bit obsessed with food. And then here you can see that there is a bunch of different fonts to choose from, so definitely more than Insta offers, and if you want to kind of make a really cool one to stand out, you can do that here. So I love this app for doing that. And then very last but not least, one of my other favorite apps for editing photos on Insta is, believe it or not, Instagram itself. So if you just pop on over to Insta, I know that there has been a lot of kind of negative views about the apps on Insta, the filters on Insta, but I find that there are two that I absolutely love. The rest, okay, fine. They're not the best apps out there, but the two that I do really like are Juno and Ludwig. So if you guys have been looking at my feed recently, I really love photos that are kind of high in contrast and very sharp, and I find that these two filters are perfect for doing that. They're very similar to each other. Ludwig is a little bit more on the orangey side, but what I love to do is first I'll kind of edit on Visco, and really those are some of my favorite filters, so I'll start with those, and then just as a little bit of a touch-up, I'll add Juno or Ludwig just to some extent, but I've basically been using these two for almost every single one of my photos in the past couple of months because I love them so much. And then I sometimes do use the Lux tool as well, so for this photo I probably wouldn't, but for some where you just kind of want to get a little bit more of a depth effect, I find that it's really good to use as well. So there you have it. Those are some of my absolute favorite apps to use for editing Insta photos. Again, let me know if you want to see a tutorial on how I actually go through and edit pictures, because I'd love to make that. I love talking about Instagram all the time, so just let me know. And just on another note, I have been getting a lot of questions about my phone case, and I love it. It is a palm tree phone case from iDeal of Sweden, and they're just a company that makes a bunch of different phone cases, and literally they have so many cool designs that it took me a solid hour to choose between either this one or the 8 different marble ones that I wanted, because they're all just super nice. So I have partnered with them, and I do have a discount code. If you enter DEL20 when you guys make a purchase on the website, you'll get 20% off, which is always super cool. So yeah, that's it for this video. As always, subscribe, comment below, let me know what you guys want to see, and if you ever want to chat or just have any questions, let me know on Insta. I literally reply to all of your messages there. And until next time, bye!